The Ministry of Infrastructure and Public Utilities is in charge of about 7 areas, 6 or 7 areas in the state. Electricity, water, fire service, telecommunications, oil and gas matters. So those are the general areas that we are in. Electricity, you know, that without electricity, no country can really go anywhere.
True.
I mean, let's forget about it. I mean, for you to do anything, you need power. And electricity is power for development. And there's not enough of it in Nigeria, not even to talk of it.
Yes.
So let's first establish some ground issues. That if there's not enough electricity in Ekiti, it is generally because there's not enough in Nigeria itself. To have 200 million people be sharing 5,000 megawatts, where we should actually be having 200,000 megawatts. We have 5,000, and that 5,000 megawatts is not even 5,000 megawatt hour per hour. It is 5,000 megawatt peak. So sometimes it is 3,000, sometimes it is 0, sometimes 5,500. So it is not reliable. There are on average, when we look at the total amount of energy that came, for example, into Ekiti State last year in megawatt hours. You know, there's a difference between megawatt, which is the power, and megawatt hour, which is the energy. The actual thing that we want is the energy. You can have a generator here, seated and rated at 5 megawatt. If it is not producing anything, it is 0 energy.
Yes.
Okay. So if we look at the energy we brought in to Ekiti last year, its equivalent is 17 megawatts to Ekiti alone. That is not enough. For our population, we need about 2,000. Because we are 2 million people, we need about 2,000 megawatts. That's 1,000. But on average, last year we had 17 megawatts. There are many communities in Ekiti that did not have electricity. During this, from Fireman's administration, and especially to Riban's administration, quite a number of communities that did not even have transformers, poles, and wires have been connected from Ado all the way to Ilawe, to Kogosi, Region, to Ijero, to Ijon, to my area, Bonyayekire, to Ikole. Electricity from Eruku down to Yemero, down to Takpaji. I can lay out a map that shows communities that did not have access to even this limited electricity. Okay, so that has occurred. But, so that's one. The other issue is that the federal government has increased the Omission Jano. You know about Omission Jano, is where the main power station,
that's 2 kVA.
That's 2 kVA station is. And it has 180, it has a 140 MVA transformers in there. The federal government has approved and has started to work on increasing that to almost by 240 MVA through Ikere, Ilupeju, Ijeshaishu substations, so that when those are done and this work has actually started, equipment has come in, work has already started to do the transmission. So in electricity, the state, now you also understand that within, just as General Buhari was leaving, and when President Tinubu came in, the Electricity Amendment Act 2023 and the Electricity Act 2023 devolved electricity to the states.
Okay, yes.
So we now have state regulation. And Ekiti State is one of those leading in the issue of state regulation. And so we have taken the bull by the horn to regulate electricity and to ensure that electricity providers are willing and able to come to Ekiti State to increase the power that comes into the state. Because we know that it is increase in the power quantum that will make the difference. Even all the transformers that we provide, all the lines and wires, unless there's electricity, enough electricity, you will just have more people having access to the limited electricity that we have. So we need to increase the quantum. So we have licensed quite a number of providers.
Beyond the BEDC?
Beyond BEDC is a distribution. It can only distribute what it has. What we need are generators. People, Gencos. Or what we call mini grid provider, distributed provider, who generates, transmits, and distributes. So we have mini grid providers who they will identify a community. They go to the community, maybe the Yoruba or the people, and say, we are going to provide you 100 kWp. We meter you. We do what they call willing seller, willing buyer. They agree on tariffs, and they start to provide. What town are you from?
Okemesi.
Okay. So we go to Okemesi and say, we do evaluation of how much you need. Residential, industrial, commercial, institutional. If you have transportation, those who may want to charge their electric vehicles, we evaluate, the providers evaluate, developers evaluate what you need in that area. They do their own economics and say, we'll charge you this tariff at 100 naira per kilowatt hour or 150. They sign a PPA and they come and provide you electricity. We have almost 8-9 providers who have identified 32 communities that they are ready to. They've been looking for funding and so on, but I will tell you that in the coming year, we'll have far more. That you've heard of Renewable Energy Agency, REA, and there are quite a number of banks that have been working with the developers to have that done. So we need to increase electricity.
These developers you're speaking about, have they located communities?
They have located communities. We have maps of where they have located. They have transmitted those communities to REA. Many of them have visited these communities. The KBSCs and the people there are keen for them to come. And our Ekiti State Electricity Regulatory Board has been almost like the interlocutor, or what would I call the mediator between all of them. So that's we are happy about that. So that's in terms of the generation. But an important component too is the metering. Because many of the Gencos, many of the discos complain that they provide electricity to Ekiti and the people don't pay. So they do estimated billing. Two things. They say that we don't like to buy meters and we don't pay. Sometimes we bypass the meter. But it's quite not true. The first thing is that the meters that they provide were usually too expensive. You are asking some people, to pay 200, 250 naira for a meter. So what the regulatory board did was to negotiate affordable meters. And during that period, we sold almost 10,000 affordable meters in Ekiti State. Since about February, March of last year till now. This year actually, we sold about 10,000 affordable meters.
That's a prepaid meter.
Prepaid meters. And even the revenue of BEDC has increased. The necessity to run after people to pay their money has decreased. So much of what we've been doing have been in three areas: provision of transformers, poles and wires, identification of mini grid providers for communities, and the increase in metering, in meters for the state. So that has made what we call the state electricity market to be more vibrant.
So the agencies you speak about now, talking about the BEDC.
Yeah. Well, it's not only BEDC. We have three discos in Ekiti State.
Okay.
Where they have devolved to. So it's no longer really BEDC.
Okay.
BEDC is the legacy disco.
Okay.
The new law required each one of them to form subsidiaries within the state.
Okay.
So Ibadan Disco, which provides electricity for Kemesi and for 2-3 local government, including north of Otun area, they have formed what they call Ekiti Electricity Distribution Company Limited, EEDCL.
Okay.
BEDC has formed BEDC Ekiti Distribution Company, it still remains as BEDC, but that B is BEDC.
Okay.
E is electricity. So that's a subsidiary.
Okay.
And we have an IPP that supplies electricity to Government House, Ekiti State Teaching Hospital, and the Secretariat. That's called Ekiti IPP Limited. But it has a distribution company called Olokiti Distribution Company. So that's the third distribution company in the state. So the fourth aspect of our electricity bid is this IPP, which was started under FIME, but was commissioned in November 2023 under the 2023 under the Oyebanji administration. So you can think of our GENCOs as being replications of this IPP in various parts of the state.
People of the Fountain.